oh my God, I can't say it. Can Chat GPT help you with your weekly meal planning, save you money at the grocery store, make you a better chef, all these things in the kitchen? Now, Chat GPT is a language AI that you can have actual conversations with and ask it questions. You can have full-on conversation with this thing about steak, about food, about website development, about how to become a doctor, about how to blah, 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 anything you want, and it'll have actual interaction with you. It'll remember your conversations. You can go back to them and ask it, remember when you helped me with this recipe? Blah, blah, blah. So what I want to know is, can ChatGPT help me, help you, help everybody shop more efficiently at the grocery store, make great menu items for your weekly meal so you don't get bored with every Tuesday taco night? Can it save you money at the grocery store because it'll help create a grocery list for you? This is what I want to know, how it can help me create a healthy weekly meal plan for my entire family and take that meal plan to the grocery store to buy the ingredients that we need for the week to make every single meal. And let's see how much we can customize it. Let's jump into this because this is really interesting and really fun. I'm sure you've done this, but you go online and you look for a recipe for, something to make with chicken breasts or something to make with a New York strip. Doesn't matter what, but you look online, you go to Google, you type it in, and you're met with a bunch of ads, first of all, and then you're met with a bunch of different recipes that you can click on. You can click on them depending on how many reviews they have, how many stars, yada, yada, yada. You click on them, and then what do you see? 40,000 paragraphs, a 10,000 word web page about their story of why they love chicken breasts. It's all there for SEO so that they rank higher in the search engine. Some of them don't put those nice little handy jump to recipe buttons. And those are a pain, and I usually back out of them immediately. How about you? So I wanted to do this to just avoid all that and see how good it was. Okay, so first you're going to go to chat.openai.com, and then you could create your free account, and you may be greeted with a message that says we're experiencing high volume, yada, yada. Since it's become so incredibly popular, everyone's trying to try this out, as you can imagine. But just refresh the page and it should be fine. If you're greeted with a message that says that they are at capacity or something like that, then just refresh the page, and 8 times out of 10, it's going to refresh and you'll be able to talk to the robot. Here are examples of some of the things you can talk to the robot about. Explain quantum computing in simple terms. Okay, simple. Capabilities. It remembers what a user said earlier in the conversation, which comes in handy, and I'm going to show you. Allows the user to provide follow-up corrections. You can go back and you can actually edit, and it's trained to decline inappropriate requests. Thank goodness. So it's kind of like in the movie I, Robot, they had the 3 laws for their robots, and one was it cannot harm a human. This is probably good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in, "Hi, can you please help me create a weekly meal plan for dinner and then create a grocery list from that meal plan?" Boom. Sure, here's a sample weekly meal plan for dinner. Monday, grilled chicken breast. I'll read this after it scrolls through. So it's Monday, grilled chicken breast with roasted veggies. Tuesday, spaghetti and meatballs. Wednesday, salmon with a side salad. Thursday, taco night, ground beef or turkey, blah, blah, blah. Pizza night, Friday. I love pizza night. Saturday, stir fry. Sunday, roast chicken and mashed potatoes and gravy. Okay, pretty good. So it gives me all of the ingredients to go to the grocery store and go get. Now, we like to eat primarily healthy, except for a good greasy cheeseburger every now and then. It's January, so everyone wants to be healthy. So can we make the dinners healthier, and can we use... So in our house, we usually like to buy my proteins in bulk and keep them in the freezer and keep them stored. So we have a lot of chicken breasts, we have a lot of chicken thighs, we have a lot of steaks, whether it's New York strips or ribeyes, and we have some dry-aged beef, which leads me to the sponsor of this video, the Steak Ager. Now, if you have not had a dry-aged steak and you are a steak fan, I highly recommend you try a dry-aged steak. And if you want the ability to dry-age your own beef at home, or pork, or seafood, yes, some people do that too, or even make your own charcuterie at home, you can do that with the Steak Ager Pro 40. The Pro 15 allows you to dry age up to 15 pounds of meat right within your refrigerator, and it runs on its own algorithm, which keeps the humidity at the right range. It keeps the air flowing around the meat, which is the most important thing, is constant airflow all around that meat. And the Pro 40 allows you to dry age up to 40 pounds of beef or do charcuterie, a whole great platform, and you can control everything from an app on your phone, and you can see how your meat is aging through that app on your phone. phone. All around system. It's so easy to use. You put your meat in, you close the door, and you just let it go for as long as you want. I've done 30 days. I've done 20 days. I've done 40 days. I've done 60 days. You can dry age it as long as you want to get the flavor that you like. That's the best part about it. And they have sponsored my channel since almost the very beginning. They're awesome people. The support they provide their customers is second to none. So check out steakager.com. You're going to love it. But we also have pork chops. We also have shrimp, salmon, those things. So I'm going to put it in here to use what we have. So, and can we use pork chops? Or how about, can we make dinner recipes using pork chops? We'll say ground beef, steaks, shrimp, salmon, and chicken thighs and chicken breasts. Enter. And that was pretty basic. So sure, here's a sample weekly meal plan with healthier dinners that incorporate pork chops, ground beef, steak, shrimp, salmon, and chicken thighs and breasts. Monday, grilled pork chops with a side of roasted vegetables. Tuesday, spaghetti bolognese with ground beef topped with grated Parmesan cheese. Okay, sounds great. Pan-seared salmon with a side of quinoa, steamed vegetables, steak fajitas, chicken thighs with a side of sweet potatoes and green salad, grilled chicken breasts with a side of roasted veggies. All right. So, and then it gave you our grocery list. It's always a good idea to make sure you have staple ingredients like olive oil, butter, onions, garlic, salt, and pepper herbs on hand. Absolutely. I agree. Please note that this list is not exhaustive and you can add more ingredients depending on your personal taste or dietary restrictions. So let's dive in a little bit further and let's say I really like French cooking styles. Can we add some French style recipes to the above ingredients, to the above recipes? Sure. Here are a few French-inspired recipes. I love it. Oh, coq au vin. That's wonderful. Takes some time to do, too. Tuesday, ratatouille. Nice. Oh, beef bourguignon. Oh, Thursday, croque monsieur. Bouillabaisse. Okay, a lot of these recipes take a lot of time to cook. And it does seem like the grocery lists are a bit, they're not specific to how much you need of something. However, a list helps. And then what you can do after this is just copy and paste it, email it to yourself, and download it to your whatever grocery shopping app you use. It's a good idea to have butter, flour, sugar, and eggs on hand as they are staple ingredients in French cuisine. Absolutely. You can see how you can narrow things down to what you want. Now, a lot of these things aren't super healthy for French cooking, but I guess I wasn't specific this time to say healthy French recipes, but French cooking does require a lot of butter and cream. So I guess it probably knew that and went on to its own thing. But what can we change? Now let's say I am doing the keto diet. Please change this to healthier recipes that are keto friendly, that include the proteins that I referenced earlier. And let's see if it remembers that beef, chicken, yada, yada. All right. See, it did remember that incorporate pork chops, ground beef, steaks, shrimp, salmon. And I didn't even say those words. I said proteins, so it knew to grab those things. Okay, so it's not actually giving us recipes. It's giving us a meal plan. So after it does this, we're going to, so you can you get the idea of how you can dig further into this and it'll give you what you want. And much quicker than typing in each thing on Google and finding a recipe and then exporting them from those pages. So grilled pork chops with a side of cauliflower mash, spaghetti squash bolognese, ground beef, pan-seared salmon with a side of broccoli, steak and salad. Yeah, this sounds great. Shrimp and broccoli stir fry. Ooh, that sounds good. Chicken thighs with a side of roasted Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. Grilled chicken breast with a side of cauliflower rice. Don't like cauliflower rice. Let's substitute something there. Ooh, what else does this say? You may also want to check if the keto recipe you are using is using any sweetener. If so, make sure it's keto-friendly sweetener like stevia, erythritol, or xylitol. So that's really interesting. So another thing that I really like about Chat GPT, especially when it comes to making a menu or a weekly meal plan, is that it also gives you these little nuanced things. And it's like, I'm smart enough to know this. You should be too. Let's just go ahead with this one. I like this menu. Can you create recipes for each dinner? Going to create a recipe for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, grilled pork chops. And here's how you can narrow it down to see how many ingredients you need of each item for your grocery list. So this is probably a good way to do that is figure out the menu, then ask it for the recipes for each nightly meal, and then ask it for the grocery list for this. Let's ask for the grocery list next. I bet if you were to ask it to include some ingredients that you like, maybe you want to make one of the nights a Mexican cuisine or an Indian cuisine or fancy your menu a little bit like that, I bet it would also do that. So you can narrow it down to however you want to do it. And this makes your weekly meal planning not only a little bit more efficient, but also a little bit more adventurous. You can try new things based on what this gives you. So for instance, I've never made beef bourguignon. Did it stop? We'll give it a moment. Maybe it got overloaded. Did you pause? Ah, there it goes. So I've had that happen before. This is the first time I typed, did you pause though? So that's interesting. If it does do that, you can just add a, did you pause? And then it'll be like, oh yeah, I had a brain fart. Robots have brain farts too. So you can see it generated the entire recipe for every single day with the ingredients. Another thing I didn't do in the beginning, which you should definitely probably do, is say how many people the menu's for. Okay. Another thing that's kind of interesting that I was talking about last night before I decided to record this video is, can we ask it to recommend these meals using ingredients that are in season? That way you can get things that are more local to your area instead of having grapes from Mexico and having lettuce from Texas and having eggs from California. Our food comes from all over the place and we're thankful that you can do that. But you notice that when you get food local and it's in season, it tastes so much better. So let's ask the robot. Right? Now, if it knows where I am, that's another question. I'm sorry. I'm AI model trained on large data set. However, I can give you some general information on how you're going to blah, 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 blah. Okay, so instead of just saying, nope, I can't do that, it actually does give you some examples of where to go for some fresh in-season ingredients, which some people might not know. This is nice too. It gives you the seasons and what kind of vegetables and fruits are in season for those seasons. I said, how many times did I say season? Yeah. So now what we could do based on the information that it's given us here is, since it's winter, say, can you make a meal plan using root vegetables, citrus fruits, kale, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts, because that's what's in season. Now, citrus fruits aren't in season in my local area right now, but root vegetables, kale, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all that stuff is, sitting in farmers markets right now. I hope this real quick example of what Chat GPT can do to help you with your meal planning and your grocery shopping help a little bit. I mean, it's pretty interesting. It's fascinating to dive into this and just give it a try and see what it's capable of. But for this instance, I mean, it's quite capable. I mean, sometimes you have to lead it in the right direction of what you exactly want. But I mean, that's what a conversation does anyway. You got to figure out a conversation, and this one did it pretty well. So I'm impressed. I'm actually going to use it this week. I'm going to create a meal plan for my household and using the foods that we already have, and then adding new foods that we don't have. So I'm definitely going to use this. If you use it, let me know in the comments section below how you use it, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. I'm really curious about how other people use this specifically for food and for their meal shopping, meal planning, grocery shopping, yada, yada, recipe making, all that stuff. I'm really interested in how you use it or will use it. So hit me up in the comments and let me know how you are using Chat GPT for your meal planning and grocery shopping. I appreciate you. See you next time.